Hello, welcome. It is Tuesday. It is another Tuesday, another weekday. Who would have thought? Another stream. Hopefully, this Tuesday was enjoyable. Mine was pretty chill. At work, like recently we've been like everything's been pretty quiet, but now at least, like, meaning that I didn't really have that many projects that I could work on at work, which kind of is like good and bad, because then I can have work a little bit more on my private projects like while I'm at work, because I do home not homework, home office, so I can like work on my private stuff a little bit more. But of course I'm supposed to work at work, so it's always like a weird feeling doing that at work. But yeah, now I have some more projects, actually like a few creative projects that'll be interesting to see I haven't started them yet, but they sound kind of fun, so I'm excited. Today you can see already I messed up. You can see both topics already. Of course, in the beginning we have the 30-minute quick sketch. As I said before, yesterday, a daily 3D image created in 30 minutes with a timer, so I legitimately only have 30 minutes, and a quick show reel compilation at the end, showing what we've done in the last 2 months. Yeah, that is the first topic for today. And then the second topic is pretty simple. It's also in the title. If you've clicked on this video, you're definitely going to find what you're looking for. We will continue our MSI Creator Award submission. MSI Creator Award, it is a competition hosted by MSI, where we will participate in the theme, or it's basically a competition where you can submit not only 3D art, you can also submit 2D art, 3D animations, and 2D sort of animations, or it's rather like filmmaking. It's kind of interesting to see that there's like a 3D animation, I guess, category, but not really like a 2D animation category. Maybe, I don't know. I'm not a 2D animator, so I don't care. I'll do my 3D piece. So far we've done, or my idea, the whole theme for the submission, or the award itself, is technology meets aesthetics. And what my idea was to create a piece, basically recreate one of the old, I think like Roman or like Greek sculptures. And then of course, usually, or most of them, of course, because they're so old, they kind of deteriorated, and a lot of them lost like some of their limbs, some of them lost their head, some of them lost their arm, like the forearm, or maybe the full arm. What I want to do, or what we've started, the idea is to recreate one of those sculpts. I decided to use Venus. Yeah, you're of course going to see then what the current, I guess, what we're currently working on. And what we're going to do is we've recreated the sculpt already, so now the next step is to add something more to it. I want to capture the technology meets aesthetic. By the aesthetic part will be the sculpt itself, not only through, because I think sculpts in itself look aesthetically pleasing or visually aesthetic, but also the technology part will be that we will try to bring back their old arms that they had before through stuff like through mechanical arms. We're going to add mechanical arms so they look like complete again, to then basically finish, like, the sculpt itself looks pretty good, aesthetically pleasing, but then through added technology it's gonna look even better, which is the whole, like, yeah, which is my concept. I just saw, especially in this big view, that my camera kind of changes the autofocus pretty frequently. Maybe, hold on, can I change that? Let's see. Yeah, we're gonna do the 30-minute quick sketch first, and then afterwards we're gonna do the MSI Creator Award submission today. We will continue with the hand. Last time we've finished the sculpt and we've gone on to using or creating the proper geometry to then be able to use that for the finished product. What we're going to do today is we will finish the base shape, basically the overlaying or the most outer layer, and then what I also try or plan to do today is add something on the inside without, like right now we only have like a husk or like a shell of just plates basically that represent the hand, but we of course need something on the inside, otherwise it's just floating around which looks kind of weird. So that's what I wanted to do today. So we're gonna finish the retopology first, and then we will go over to adding more detail, mechanical detail to the mechanical hands. So let me see if I can quickly change the autofocus. It's kind of annoying to see that myself, so hold on. There you go. Focus, zoom, focus, there it is. See ya, no autofocus today. Now I can control this. Ooh. Ooh. Let's put it back. There it is. Perfect. Okay. Let's take that. No autofocus today. We only need the perfectly focused image. There you go. Okay. Now if I do this, nothing happens. Perfect. Okay. So let's start with the first point or the first topic. The 30-minute quick sketch. I've already prepared everything. The timer's ready. I am ready. Blender is ready. Let me switch to Blender. There you go. Yeah, everything's ready. If you see this as a past broadcast, as a VOD or whatever, the timestamps I will put into the description. So if you only want to see basically the second part, for example, you can go into the description, or there should be like the bars at the bottom. Or if you click on the video, like underneath the time bar or timeline, you can click, and then there's going to open a new window which tells you, or which shows you a list with all the timestamps. Where you then can click on basically like chapters, which I just recently discovered, which is a pretty neat tool. Yeah, if you only want to see the second part, for example, adding or working on the MSI Creator Award, that's why you're here, then you can skip to that. Of course, the time stamps I will put in basically almost like a day later, maybe a little bit earlier, not 24 hours, like maybe like I don't know, 20 hours earlier, or later rather. But they're going to be there at some point. Until then, there's just going to be what is it, timestamps to be determined until then. Yeah, so I don't want to waste any more time because I kind of want to get going with my MSI Creator Award. I already have an idea for the quick sketch. So Roberto is already ready to be appended. Where's Blender? There it is. Perfect. Okay, so my timer's ready. Hopefully you are ready. I am ready. Blender's ready. Roberto has no say in what he can do and what he couldn't, so we don't have to ask him. Oh yeah. Oh, I opened the wrong program. There you go. Okay, so okay, I'm ready. Roberto, where are you? There you are. Okay, 3, 2, 1, go. 30-minute quick sketch. Let's go. Grab Roberto. Let's append him. As always, I could maybe even append him immediately. That just saves like a few seconds. I guess that's not like a huge difference, so who cares? It's part of the quick sketch. Appending grabbing all the object that I kind of want to implement into the scene that come from other files, bringing him back to the lowest resolution. And now let's see what we I'm kind of thinking about a very dynamic pose, although oh, I have an idea. Okay, let's do that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to rotate him by 90 degrees. There you go. I'm going to then rotate him on the y-axis, so he's basically lying or flying, whatever you want to call it. There you go. I'm going to move him over back into the center. There you go. And now I'm going to adjust his pose a little bit more. He shouldn't just stand in a pose. It's not a T pose, it's an A pose. T pose would be like both hands straight. And first of all, his neck looks kind of weird, so we have to pull his neck up. Oh. Oh. Wrong button. Hold on. Oh, there it is. Okay, perfect. So he's now looking forward. Let's grab his hand. Let's pull it forward as well. There you go. He's not making a super... I mean, you could probably say he's making a Superman pose. He isn't actually... He is not really the thing you're going to see at the end. You're going to see something different. Let's put it like this. You know what? No, I'm going to reset everything. I don't want to have this weird pose. I want to have something else. I changed my mind. There you go. Okay, let's try that again. So, should I even change his pose? I mean, we could probably like, let's bring him into a T pose. Or, oh, I have an idea. Yeah. Okay, now I have an idea. Okay, hold on. There you go. Perfect. Rotate him. Bring it down. We need his elbow to be high. We need to pull his hand back. There you go. Some nice fast jazz for our fast movements, fast adjustments. There you go. Zip. Make his hand leveled. There you go. Bring it back. There you go. Okay, let's bring it over here. We need his other elbow to be high. There you go. Okay, he looks kind of like he's dancing. That's not what I wanted. Like this, rather. We have to raise his elbow even more. There you go. Okay. That looks pretty good. Let's bring his hand back. There you go. Okay. That looks pretty okay. So, next up. Yeah, I'm only going to show his upper, I guess, torso and all that. Upper body. Let me grab the camera view. I want to see it. There you go. We have to change the focus, of course, a little bit higher, not to his feet. There you go. Okay. We have to make this smaller so we can get closer and we're not gonna intersect with the whole, like, the camera isn't too big. There you go. Grab the camera and put it over there somewhere. I'm just trying to find a good focus point position. There you go. Let's go a little bit. Should we go closer? You know, no, I'm not gonna go closer. You know, I'm gonna go closer, but I'm gonna change my focus point to a different spot. Right now it's kind of off the main part that is interesting to me, at least. Okay. There you go. Maybe we should change the focal length to something more like 50 to bring in a little bit more, like, increase the field of view. There you go. You know what? I'm gonna set it to 60. Okay. Pull his focus point a little bit lower. There you go. Maybe pull his camera back a little bit more. I want to see like a little bit more. There you go. Okay, perfect. So next thing will be to save that real quick. I want to just be safe. Quick sketch day 86. Getting closer and closer to that 100. Yeah. So, do we need his eyes? I'm gonna leave them there first. I can remove them later, so it's not like a big deal. We don't need his teeth, so I'm gonna remove those real quick. Same with his gum and his tongue. See, perfect. Okay. Maybe we could raise his arms a little bit more. Okay. Yep. Okay, perfect. So, next up, what I want to do. He is not like the thing that's supposed to be visible. I need to make a new object. So let me grab a... Oh, I can make a cylinder. Set this to vertices. Let's set it to 6. Haha, hello. Perfect. Let's grab that, put that to the side. I can change the shape later. What I'm gonna do... Oh, you know what? I'm gonna make it a little bit thinner. Maybe a little bit shorter, not too short though. Oh, hello. There you go. Let's go in here. And we need a particle simulation. Or particle, is it a simulation? A particle properties? Okay. We need emitter. Emitter looks pretty good. We need source, can stay on faces. What we need is render. Put that to object. We, of course, which object do we need? This one. We have to change one more thing. We have to put it higher. Okay, well, that doesn't work. We have to make it manually, put it higher. There you go. Okay, so next up, we're gonna go in here, change or select an object, which is of course this one. Nothing happens because we have to change something else. We have to go to the frame start and frame end, set this to 1 as well. Oh, hello. Now he has became a rock. So what I want to change first is I want to change the size. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into the scale. You know what? I'm going to set this, make this smaller. There you go. You can see what happens. Also, you can see he has this kind of, I don't know, like force field around him, which looks kind of weird. Maybe we can change that. Let's see. Velocity, render as, source. Can we change it here? Jittering amount. Hello. Okay, well, that doesn't really do much. First of all, what we have to change is the rotation. Da-da-da. We set that to global Z. Nope, not global Z. Let's set it to global Y. There you go. Next up, what I want to do is I will. So there has to be a way to bring the objects closer to the actual mesh. Let's see. Also, I want to change the scale, make it smaller. I want to change the jittering or like the scale randomness. Maybe make them a little bit bigger now. Okay. Let's go in here. Scale this up. Ooh, you can see what happens. I don't want to make it too long though. That looks better now. Also, what I want to do is I'm going to make this smaller, I mean thinner. Da-da-da. Okay. So let's go in here and change a few settings. I have something I want to try. I want to apply everything here. Apply. I can apply this as well. Particle settings, yeah. Duplicate this. Where is it? There it is. We can remove the particles from the second object. Then we go in here into the first one, go into the modifiers and select displacement. Oh, we can see he turned into a cloud. If we put the strength to negative, he will be smaller than he was before, which will help us hopefully with, yeah, now they are actually on the mesh itself. Perfect. So, next up. Perfect. First of all, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back in here. I will disable the visibility of the mesh. That should be somewhere in here, right? Emitter, show emitter. Oh, there it is. Render, show emitter, off. Where is my viewport display? Show emitter, off. There you go. Okay. Now, we want to bring in more particles. Let's go in here, frame start. Nope. Number. There you go. 5,000 maybe. Ooh, okay. Interesting. So, or should I, let's play around with these settings. What about changing the rotation a little bit? Ooh. You know, now it's already, like, now it's back to being very far away from the mesh. What about going in here and just pushing this further down? Does that help? It helps, but not that much. What about removing this? Okay, well, let's see. Kind of wanted to fill the whole body with these small little, like, I don't know, pins. Maybe the pose isn't like perfect for that. Let's try some more stuff. What about setting this to twice the amount? Oh, now it's back. Okay. The problem is they're still kind of weird. Let's hold on. Let's maybe change the displacement back. Maybe it can't be... Okay, well, 0 looks pretty good. Well, then let's keep it at 0. One thing I don't like is... You know what? Let's try something. What about putting it to the front? Can we change that? Oh yeah, we can change that. We have to go to rotation. Global X. Nope. Oh, hold on. We have to change the face. There you go. Global Y. Okay, well, that doesn't change anything. Okay, what about going in here? Rotating this on the Y-axis. Does that help? It does. Let's set that to 90, negative 90. Oh. Okay. Interesting. What about if we make this very, very small? Okay. It looks kind of interesting, but it's kind of weird. It's go all over the place. What about... Hold on, where's my particle simulation? There it is. Number... Let's set that, like, change the seed first so it attaches back to the mesh. Why is it... Okay, well, you're trolling me now. Why is it offset? What is going on? Oh no. Hold on. I think I know why. There you go. Okay, so we have to go back in here, change the seed so we can reattach it to the mesh. Okay. So first things first, I want to change the size, the scale, make it... Oh, hello. I don't know why it always like goes back out. That's kind of weird. Now it goes back in, which is what I wanted. Okay, so let's change the amount. We need way more, so let's increase that more and more and more and more and more. Although what we can also do is we can just basically determine where the particle should be, which is of course only his face and below, and his hands. So let's like let's see, this part. Oh, we've selected his foot. There you go. Let's go into front view. Zip, 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 zip. That should be enough. Perfect. Anything else? I guess not. So now we can go in here. Let's select a little bit more. There you go. Let's go in here and remove all these. Yeah, we can remove them. Remove from all groups. Nope. Clear. Delete all groups. There you go. Make a new one. Assign. There you go. Now we can go into the particle setting. Particles. We can go into vertex groups. Select density group. There you go. Now everything is up there. Okay. So, what about removing the mesh? Oh, that looks pretty cool already. Oh, hello. First question is, do we need the eyes? Do we need them? I'm gonna keep them there first, then maybe we can like delete them later. What I want to change is, what about making this longer? Does that look better? Nope, that's just gonna make it more distorted. Okay, well, let's not do that. I don't know why it always goes back to the Michelin man or whatever he's called. The tire boy. There you go. Okay. I think we need a little bit more, so... Or should we change randomize? Oh, okay, nope. Maybe a little bit. Nope, let's keep it at 0. We have to bring it back. I don't know why it's always like this goes back. Okay. I guess we can bring in a little bit more, maybe 60,000. Okay. Perfect. Let's go into rendered views just to see what it looks like. Okay. His eyes, I don't think we need them. So where are his eyes? His eyes are not here anymore. Where are his eyes? There it is. Oh, there they are. Okay. We also have to remove them from or hide them in the render. There you go. Okay. You know, I'm gonna try like play around with the rotation a little bit just to see if there's anything interesting. Like anything that looks better. Maybe global Y. Oh, of course. Seed. Interesting. Doesn't really like look that good. What about Z? Well, that's going back to what we had before. I guess if we rotate this back, let's see. So how do we have to rotate it? Like this? Nope. Like this? Oh, hello. Oh, that looks pretty cool. Like diagonal, like 45 degrees. Oh, hello. Okay. Interesting, interesting. Of course, it's way bigger now. Why not? Let's go back here and change the seed to recalculate or recalibrate or whatever you want to call it. There you go. Okay, now I think we should change the lighting. The lighting looks kind of boring. Boring studio lighting. Let's go in here and change that. Also, what I want to change is the background, the world itself. We don't need a light in the background, so let's bring this back to 0. This as well. It's getting kind of laggy because of the amount of particles. Of course, every time, or we basically create 60,000 duplicates of this, which of course takes a little bit more processing power. Okay, we need some lights. So let's bring in some lights. How about a point light? Da-da-da. First of all, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in here and increase the strength. Otherwise, it'll look just weird. Radius, make it smaller. Okay. So now the time has come to find a good lighting angle. Oh, okay. Oh, that actually looks pretty cool. Hold on. What if I put this right underneath them? No, that looks kind of weird. At the top? What about putting it at the top? Oh. It also looks pretty cool. Let's see. This one. Ooh. This has this sort of surreal vibe because the shadows basically are at the top and the light comes from the bottom, which is kind of reverse from what you would usually expect. This is more like a more natural lighting, but also kind of like a dark. I like both. I think I'm gonna choose the other one. I think I'm gonna choose this one. This looks like more different, which I really like. Let's find a good angle. Maybe even like switching it to a different side. Let's see. On this side. No. What about bringing it from like all the way back? What does that look like? No, that looks worse. Okay, let's bring it maybe even higher. This way it's a little bit brighter. Okay. What if we make this longer? Can we not scale this on the thingy axis? Okay, well, that doesn't work. What about going in here and doing that? Nope. Okay, well, then we're screwed. Okay, he went back to being thick. Let's bring him back to normal. There you go. Okay. So, okay, hold on. We can probably change this. What I want to see, though, is whether or not the more length really helps. I don't think so. Although, let's see. We have 10 minutes left, so we can, why not mess around, right? So we can go in here, rotate this by 90 degrees. I mean, 45 degrees negative. Da-da-da. We can scale this on the x-axis. Why is it like scaling all the, like, wait, what? Why is it getting wider? Are you messing with me, dude? What is going on here? I want to just scale it on the x-axis. There you go. So it's a little bit longer, not too much. So what we have to do now, of course, we have to bring it back to its original form. Is it better this way? It looks a little bit more concentrated, which I kind of like. So I think I'm going to keep it like this. What I need definitely is, it looks too empty right now. So what I'm going to add is some volumetric lighting. I'm going to bring this in. Now he's in pure white. We have to change that though. We have to go set this to wire so we can see through. That's just what I like. We don't have to do it. I just like to do that. This looks already pretty good, but that's not what I wanted. So I'm going to bring in volumetrics, which means we're going to use not the principal BSF, but the principal volume shader. Put that in there. Volume into volume. There you go. Oh, hello. Interesting, interesting. We also need some density. Let's reduce the density, maybe to something more like 0.1. Oh, that looks pretty cool. Okay, perfect. Do we need a second light? That's the question that I'm asking. Maybe on this side. I think that makes it less. We can play around with that, although I am not quite sure if that really helps in any way. Nope, I don't think. I think I'm gonna work with a single light source. That looks better. Although maybe like a small light source so that like you can see like a little bit of the structure. Maybe not all the way up there, maybe over here somewhere. Making this very, very dim. So it's like not like completely overwhelming, maybe to 10. So can we see? Let's see. Okay. I think that's better than just leaving it completely in darkness. I think so. Okay. So I think we can adjust the particles. Where's my particle? There you go. My small little particle. Let me go in here and do a few adjustments. Material preview. I think we can bring in a custom texture. If there's nothing else on the scene, then why not? I don't know why it always goes back to this weird state. Oh, hold on. I want to test something. Let's remove the the second light, and bring this into the center of his head. Okay, hold on. We have to change the particles back to the center. Okay, no, that looks kind of weird. What about bringing this light a little bit lower? Nope, that looks even worse. Come on, go back light. Go back little light. There you go. Where's my other light? There you go. Yeah, let's change the material. We can see a small little particle piece. We have 5 minutes to do the rest, which means we go in here and I'm going to use a custom texture or a photographic texture, I guess. Let me just quickly grab it. Hold on, grab it. Resources, textures, which one should we use? I think we're going to use something like mud mossy. No, not rock mossy. Is it rock mossy? Let's see. Rock mossy looks too crazy, I think. Although, nope, I'm going to use this one. Okay, perfect. Let's put it in here. Let's see what it looks like. Roughness. Da-da-da. We can't see any changes. Nope, there it is. We can see changes. Although it's a little bit stretched, which looks kind of weird. What I also want to change is, if that works, it's getting kind of laggy. What if we bring in a bevel modifier? Nothing happens. Oh yeah, something happens at least. Can we increase it? No, we can't. Okay, well, let's leave it at 1. What about changing the way percent maybe? Ooh, okay. Oh, hello. That was kind of extreme. Okay, well, that's not really what I expected. Well, let's set it back to offset. I think that's the best. Yeah, let's keep it like this. Do we need it? No, I don't think so. We didn't. Let's just remove it. Okay. I think the shader looks okay so far. One thing I want to bring in though. We have 3 minutes left. Is a bump map. We're going to just use the same bump map that we have in this texture. We have a normal map. We don't have a bump map, but we can just easily convert this normal map into a bump map using a color ramp, making it black and white, and this thus making it a bump map. Using a bump node, color into height, normal into normal. There you go. We have some bumps, which are way too strong. So let's bring it back to maybe 0.1. Maybe that's even too... Okay. Is there even any bump now? I can't tell. Nope. Okay, well, let's bring it back to 0.25. We can't even see the bumps, can we? Oh, yeah, a little bit, I guess. Yeah, let's keep that 0.1. Okay. Let's save that. Do we have to change the color? I think the color looks pretty good. Although, oh, hold on. I want to see if that looks better. What if we set this to black? Okay. And then we bring in a few more lights. Let's see what that looks like. Making this maybe stronger again, maybe 100. Maybe even more. What about 250? Now we're getting crazy. Okay. I don't know. I don't know if that looks better. This just looks weird now. I don't think that looks better, so let's bring it back to what it was before. Let's revert it. Let's go back to the past. Revert it to its original state. Oh, we need that lamp. Is it still at? Okay, perfect. It's pretty dim. Why is it so? Oh, of course, because this is still black. Bring it back to white. I need you white. There you go. Okay, it's getting kind of laggy because of all these textures and... Okay. Perfect. Let's look at it from close-up. Do we need depth of field? We can try. We have 53 seconds left, so why not? Why not try? Depth of field can make something look even better. Or even like good. I don't know if depth of field is necessary for this. I'll just try it and then we can see. Although I don't think it's like very helpful in this one. We can try though. I've said that too many times now. I have to stop. There you go. Depth of field object. Yeah, no. Although... Nope, I'm not going to use depth of field. I'm just going to leave it like this. Okay, perfect. So, we have a lot of stuff to render. Let's see how long it's going to take to do the sketch render. Which means 32 sampling and 50% resolution. Let's save that one more time. Yeah. Let's hit render. Before I do that though, I want to show you the render, of course. There you go. Let's hit render. Oh, it's pretty fast. Perfect. I can remove the timer now. We don't need it anymore. And it's gone. Perfect. Okay, so the hands look kind of fat, but I guess that's just the nature of how we did it when it comes to like putting the particles in. Maybe if we would make the particles a little bit smaller, then we could maybe like distinguish the individual fingers a little bit more, but I think this looks pretty good. So let's go in here and go to the compositor and go in here, glare right in there. Nothing happens, does it? Hold on. No, well, a little bit. What about bringing this higher? What about putting it to, setting it to 0.1. Setting the threshold high, I mean lower, so that more will glow in the end. This looks pretty okay. I think that looks good. So let's save that. It's a pretty simple image, but I think with some post-production and also the fingerprint texture, this can be a pretty cool image. Let's set it to full resolution. Also render sampling, let's put that to whatever, 256, save, there you go. And anything else? I think we are ready to do the final render. There you go. Let's see how long that's gonna take. Just a minute, perfect. Okay, I'm gonna drink something real quick until this is done. Okay, now it's getting longer. Oh no, it reached the particle. Oh no. I think we didn't even need to put in any shaders on the individual particles because they're so small you don't see them anyway. But whatever. Now they're there. I'm gonna change it. Okay, now it's back to 2 minutes. I think 2 minutes is still pretty good. Yesterday, I think the piece took like 7 minutes or even 8 minutes. So 1.5 minutes or 2 minutes isn't really like a huge deal. Which means we can go faster to the IMSA Creator Award submission. Yeah, I want to really like. So my goal with the mechanical parts, or with the mechanical arms basically, is that I want to make, though I don't want to make fantastical mechanical arms. I want to make them I want to make them look real. What I like in renders, or in like overall renders basically, is when you see an image and it looks like it could also be a real object. What that means is that I like to think about what the individual mechanical pieces inside of a machine, for example, do. Sometimes some designs only like put some, I don't know, like some cogwheels somewhere, like in here somewhere, like multiple cogwheels just in the arm. What are they supposed to do there? Like the arm can only rotate like this, so why would there like be cogwheels somewhere, or like some other stuff? I like to keep it very practical and realistic, so that it then looks like this could also be a real object. That's, I think, like one of the biggest plus factors, I guess, for me. If you care about, when you do a realistic object or a realistic design, if you care about realism in that real, like fantastical artwork, then I think it looks even better. Basically, if it has purpose in the overall composition, or in the way that it's implemented. do we disable? Hold on. Oh no, do we have to render again? I think so. Oh no, hold on. I think we have to render again because I forgot to disable this dude in the render, so we can't see through the whole thing, and the lighting changed. So we have to render it again. Hopefully it doesn't take... I mean, it shouldn't even be quicker now, right? Because there aren't that many vertices now. Let's see. Remaining 1.5 minutes. Of course, we have to go to the particles first, so now it will be higher. You can see the time like literally going up. Now we're back to 2 minutes. Yeah, that's what I said yesterday with when we discussed Cycles Render or Cycles X. What we're looking at right now is branched path tracing, I think, or like at least like what is it, cell rendering or whatever, where it splits the image into multiple small cells, like small quadratic, I guess, yeah, cells, and then it takes that cell and renders only this cell until it's done with the whole thing, with all, like going through all the samples. Then it goes to the next, like a small little cell does the same, goes from 0 samples to 100 samples, I mean to the maximum samples that you set, and then it goes to the next and go to the next and to the next. What the problem of course is, if you want to change, for example, now if I would have changed the hand, I would have had to render the whole or almost the whole thing to see if the change that I did on the hand like looks good or not. The good thing is with Cycles X, what they change is they use a different way of rendering. What they do is they just take the whole image, they don't split it into multiple cells, they just grab the whole image and calculate the whole image at once, which means that they don't... The same process that you see in one of these individual cells, if it goes to the next one you can see it, goes from very, very grainy to more and more like clean, if you want to call it that, like less noisy basically. And now there you can see very, very noisy, less noisy, less noisy, less noisy, less noisy, less noisy, less noisy. And that is because it goes through more and more samples, basically more and more iterations of calculating the light, which means yeah, it gets cleaner and cleaner and cleaner, less and less noise. Right now it does that with only cells. I don't even know what the name for it is. I've never used it before. There's the function already exists, but it's not really like optimized, which is why nobody uses it. But the same that it right now does for a single cell, it would do for the whole image. So this way you can see the whole image from the beginning. It's of course very, very noisy in the beginning, but you can still see the whole image. So if there's anything you want to change, you will see it way, way faster, which is of course really, really cool. I wonder why you would even split the whole image. I wonder why that is. Maybe it saves some processing power, maybe. I don't know. So yeah, for example, now I have no idea what the hand looks like. Maybe the hand looks super bad. I don't know. I would have to wait until it's done and then I can look, which is of course semi-optimal if you work, like if you do small adjustments. You can also define a space that is like, right now you can set bounds, which kind of, you can define which area of the whole camera view should be rendered, which you then can use to like observe if the changes that you've made on the hand look good. Yeah, but like seeing the whole image in the beginning and then just making it less and less noisy, I think it's the best way to go. It's also, the good thing about it is that you can just like, you can decide when the render stops. So it doesn't tell you, oh, you have to wait 7 minutes until it's done. It's a little bit different because the whole image gets rendered at once. It starts at 1, or it starts as 1 sample, goes higher and higher and higher, of course, but there's no end sampling, I guess, which means that it just goes less and less and less and less and less and less noisy, and you can decide at which point you want to stop the render. Then you hit stop, and then you have the render done with the amount of samples that you think is enough. For example, sometimes I guess I even increase the sampling rate too high, which which wastes some time because it takes longer to render. I could with the basically with the other way of rendering, you don't have that problem. At some point you decide, okay, now it's good enough, looks good enough to me, we can stop it, and then you just stop it. I think, yeah, that's why I'm just very excited for Cycles X. Of course, it'll still take like 4 months or so until it comes out, but until then, maybe there are like a few more news about it, maybe like a few more benchmarks, also maybe like a good stable beta. I think there's already like an alpha release. Maybe we'll look into that like 2 months or so before it releases. I think right now it's very raw, very I guess raw, yeah. How do you call that? Like very in its infancy. So there's not really that much to check out, and it's not really optimized yet, so it's probably also very unstable in the beginning, and I don't want to mess with unstable programs. I think like crashing or like programs crashing can be very frustrating, and I don't want to do that on stream. 30 seconds left. Looks pretty good. We can then focus the image a little bit more with Photoshop, with some post-production. Of course, the glow will come back in a second when it's done rendering, when it's done with all the sampling, with all the samples. Then it goes into post-production, which you can see right now, initializing execution, which will bring in the denoiser and also the glow. There you go, that's the final image. Let's go and save that. Open PXR to PNG. There you go. Let's save that. Quick sketch day 86. Yeah, 86. What is it called? I don't know. We can decide that later. PNG, save as image. There you go. Okay. Save that. Okay. We can switch to Photoshop. But before we do that, I want to import my image first. There you go. Let's switch to Photoshop. Ooh. There we are. Perfect. So let's do a few adjustments. It looks pretty bland. That's usually what at least my renders look like. With some post-production though, it'll look way better. I want to try something. I want to use a color lookup for this one. I've recently stopped using the color lookup because I can just use my selective color correction and basically get the same effect. But maybe we have some cool color lookups which kind of save some time. Ooh, that looks pretty cool. But I want to work with a like black and white imagery right now. Ooh, hello. This looks pretty cool. Although what I kind of care about is the very far away view or look, which means does it still look like something when you're far away? Meaning if I go to 10%, for example, or even all the way back here, can you still see what is happening? I think that is we haven't, or it's not perfectly clear. Like going from here, I think that is not because of these particles. I think that's more because of the pose that we chose. Because we've brought the hands right in front of the torso, we kind of lose the natural body silhouette, I guess you could call it, which makes it look less like a body, more like some sort of, I don't even know what you would call that, but it looks like less like a human, I guess. So yeah, maybe we could have maybe changed the camera angle a little bit to make it look a little bit more, I guess, like, yeah, make it look a little bit better, just plainly. Maybe bring in some contrast. We don't have to set it there. Do we need some contrast? Yeah, I think a little bit could work. There you go. I think what would also look good is if we would go like very close, especially to the face. Then we could like decrease the particle size, so we can have a very particleized face, for example, which could probably also look pretty cool. Yeah, let's see. Do we need anything else? I think that looks pretty good. What we need, of course, is the fingerprint texture. So let's bring that in. Textures, fingerprints, smudges, and there you go. We can set this to this mix mode. I don't know what it's called. There you go. I want to change the texture a little bit though. I want to make it a little bit bigger. Also rotate it. This way we can get some and move it around, so we can decide what I guess the fingerprints should look like. We have some room to play around with. So let's see what we can find. I like this swirl up there, so I think I want to keep this. Maybe like, oh yeah, that looks pretty cool. So okay, well, the swirl isn't really in the image anymore, but it still looks pretty cool. So let's maybe set this to 50%, so we have a little bit less of this, like the texture is less visible, but it still adds something to the dark spots, or like the empty spots, which I really like about this texture. Let's save this PSD. Quick sketch day 86, 1920 by 1920. My phone has to be plugged into my PC, of course. There you go. Perfect. So, still saving. There you go. Let's save it as a JPEG so I can import it into my phone. And then we can go into... No, but then I upload my image. While I do that, you will see a compilation of the last 2 months. Projects, there you go. Quick sketch number 86. Save. Okay, let's switch back to Blender. You can... Let's also already open what we're gonna work on today. Open recent. We've worked with this file yesterday as well. We were looking into the Softraft 2 add-on, which helps us retopologize objects. For example, this face, we've tried it on this face. It actually was very impressive. We could have used a sphere to retopologize this face, but yeah, we've played around with a few settings. We've basically like tested and like figured out how the program works, what it is capable of, and it's very cool. So I'm definitely going to use that later and in the future, because it can save so much time. We can see right now that is the current status, the current I guess yeah, what we've been working on last time, or like the last time we've worked on this. Where's my hand? Oh, welcome back, Yanis, too. Hopefully you had a great day, Tuesday, a good Tuesday. Hopefully your weekend was great as well. Yeah, and we will continue the retopology once we're done with this. What I'm going to do is with the finger, I'm going to just finish this finger, and then I'm going to copy this to all the others. This way I don't have to do each individual finger. And then we will go into the inside, meaning this, like, it's pretty like empty in the center, so I want to put something in there, which is what we're going to do today after we finished the outer shell, I guess. Perfect. Okay, but before we do that, I will post my quick sketch. First of all, I have to, of course, import it into my phone, and then while I post it, you can see the month 1 and 2 compilation, which runs for roughly 3 minutes. And then once that's done, we will start with, I guess, today's second topic. Okay, my image is imported, phone is ready. Get ready to watch the compilation. There you go. I'll see you in roughly 3 minutes. Until then, enjoy. go. Easy peasy. First part done. So on to the next one, which is what you can see on screen. So, first of all, let's bring back the music. It's getting quiet in here. There you go. So, perfect. I want to make this pretty quick. So these, the outer shell, I guess you could call it, so that we can have some more time for the inner workings. So yeah, let's do that. It was a bit quicker than last time. I've explained what I do usually, or what I do with these in depth last time, so I don't know if I should do that again. I think if there are any questions, of course I can explain them, or yeah, explain what I do. I basically just create better topology, or yeah, better geometry that basically like to use that topology or geometry later for textures and all that. Yep, let's go. So first of all, I need a I need to enable snapping. Now we can go in here and we can move this in here. We have to change enable in front, so we can always see this cube, or this small little, I guess, how would you call that? I guess like a I don't even know. This plane, of course. There you go. So I'm just trying to fit this in here. What I try to do is I'm gonna make, oh, actually, hold on. Which one looks the best from all these 3 or 4 knuckles, I guess? I think the middle one, like the middle finger, looks the best. So I'm just gonna move that plane over here, move it over here, so I can use it on this knuckle. And then I can just duplicate it to all the others. Maybe we have to adjust it a little bit, but yeah, we can do that. We can even save some more time with this. Perfect. So I'm just trying to match the shape that is here, that I sculpted. Retopology is basically just redefining the shape with better geometry. So I think I need a cut in the middle. Oh, there you go. Okay. To keep the volume like this bump. And now let's see, do we need more than just 2 faces? I think we do we? No, I don't think so. I think we just need 2. So what we can do is now we can just pull it over here. Make it smaller. Oh, it kind of gets rotated. We can fix that in a second. Put that over here. Perfect. Now we can do a cut right there. Move this out. Very, very simple. Zip. Perfect. Now, of course, these parts are like perfectly straight, so we have to make this more round. We just add a little bit more geometry and fit these vertices on there. Okay. Perfect. Try to space them out as good as possible. Should we add more geometry? Maybe we could like add one more cut in there. This could help keep the shape how it's supposed to look like, I guess. Keep, or like, yeah. Don't change the definition of the shape. There you go. We need a few more cuts over here. Maybe like this one. 4. We have to push these back. Where's the, there it is. So that is basically retopology. Just putting new geometry, better geometry, more organized geometry on top of the current sculpted geometry. Just to make the whole thing more organized, take less like processing power, and also make it more, I guess, texture friendly. So that is the, ooh, what is going on here? Okay, I think that's all of them. Perfect. So you can see what it looks like now. We can see we have way less faces, but it still keeps basically the same shape. Let's put this to flat for a second. Okay. What we then do is we're gonna make this even smoother. First of all, by enabling or bringing in the subdivision surface modifier, and then we will also use a shrink wrap modifier. Shrink wrap basically does the same that snapping does, but just as a modifier basically. And hold on, I want to make this a little bit wider. Zip. Maybe this one as well. Pulling these more out, give them more space. Okay, perfect. That just makes them a little bit more round, which I think looks better. Okay. So next up, what I want to do, I want to go in here. I will set the shrink wrap. First of all, I'm going to set this to project, snap mount on surface, negative and positive, target, the sculpt, there you go. Now it's even more precise, more precisely snapped onto the surface. If I want to make this perfectly smooth, I could set this to shade smooth, what I'm going to do. And what the last thing that I want to bring in here is a solidify modifier to make this a little bit thicker, give it some thickness. I can't remember what the thickness was on these ones. 0.1. Okay, perfect. Right now it's at 0.01. Set this to 0.1. There you go. Perfect. So that's the first one. We have to change one more thing though. The offset is at 0.5. Okay, perfect. So that's the first knuckle. We can basically now just move that over here. Oh, that looks interesting. Like some sort of some sort of liquid. And then we can adjust the geometry to how it's like supposed to look, or how it fits right onto this sculpt. Okay. Yeah, I don't want to talk, only commentate what I do or what I think about. I want to talk about some stuff. I've made some talking points. I saw a funny video on YouTube that was about these water tubes, or like the tourist attraction in like, I guess like vacation resorts, which is where you sit on this water tube or this water, I guess, pillow, and you get like a boat tows you through the water basically. And the specific video that I saw, or multiple even, were of these I guess like water tubes, not only just going through the water, but actually going through the like going in the air, basically flying. And it was very, very funny to see. Like they even stayed there. They were similar like a kite. It didn't just like bounce and then just go all the way back again. It would just like actually fly like a kite, as I said before. So and then of course at some point there was some sort of like turbulence, and the pillow or like the tube would like rotate, and then the person would fall off. And they were actually pretty high in the air. They weren't just like just like a meter or so. They were like multiple meters in the air. At least looked like that in the camera like view. Maybe they were like just a meter above the water, but it didn't look like that. It looked more like, I don't know, like 5 meters, which is actually pretty crazy. I wonder if that would feel like more scary or more fun to sit there like in 5 meter, like 5 meter in the air on this small little inflatable tube flying through the sky. The good thing is, of course, if you fall down, you're not going to hurt yourself, most likely. I mean, I don't think so, because it's water. Of course, you're pretty fast. Of course, you're still the same speed that the boat is driving at. But I don't think if you crash, I mean, it's probably similar to falling. Like if you fall too fast, you can hurt yourself. But I don't think you can be fast enough to hurt yourself like vertically when it comes to speed. I don't think that is like easily at least doable. I think you need a lot of effort to get there. So yeah, it looked pretty fun. I remember we were always in, like, when I was on vacation with my parents, there were always these attractions with these parachutes, like sitting, like first of all going in the water, and then like doing basically the same but without the water tube. Rather than using the water tube, we would use, or they would use, parachutes, like actual 2-man parachutes, where you would then sit in there with somebody else and they would tow you or pull you, whatever, which always looked pretty fun. But then when it came to it, I kind of was too scared to do it when I was younger. So I think I would do it now. I don't know why I didn't do it. I think, like, I remember me back in the day being very, maybe not scared, but I was like, I guess that's like just my personality, I guess. When I don't know why, even like every time I think about doing something, the next thought then that comes in my mind is, oh no, then I have to stand up, or I would have to do it. Which is kind of weird, like a kind of weird thought. But I don't know, when I do something, I don't want to like stop myself from doing what I do, but because I usually always do something, so I don't want to stop that and like do something else. So what would usually happen is, like, I would sit there in the water, or like I would like build a sandcastle or whatever. My dad would ask me, like, as he's seeing these parachutes, hey, do you want to do the same? Let's go in there and fly through the air. And it looks pretty fun, but then when it comes to it, I don't want to do it anymore. I don't know if it was because of fear or something else, but at some point I just it was just not something I wanted to do. It's the same with I guess when somebody asks me to do, or like to maybe not to go out. I think that's a little bit different, like going to watch a movie or something, for example. Then it's a little bit different. But sometimes, like, for example, going to a party, stuff that I don't, I guess, stuff that is like my favorite activity to do. I would usually, like, I want to be there, but the way there is that the thing that kind of not keeps me from doing it, but kind of like is this hurdle in the way of doing the thing that I want to, or that I plan to do. I wonder why that is. Like, sometimes when I it's similar to when you go to the gym, or when you think about going to the gym. The hardest part is not getting there, or the hardest part is not working out usually. The hardest part is getting there, like standing up from your couch or whatever, leaving your phone, and like, maybe not leaving your phone, but don't watch like, not watching any YouTube videos anymore, but rather going to the gym and working out. Usually the hardest part is going there. Then being there, of course, then you just think to yourself, okay, well, I'm already here, so why wouldn't I just do the workout? Then I'm faster, like, back home. I think nobody really like goes to the gym and then thinks to themselves like, oh, well, I don't want to do it now, or I don't want to do it anymore. At least, like, if you're not like super shy. So yeah, it's more like the resistance to even start, which I have not only for, like, which I have for almost everything, which is kind of interesting, or kind of weird to me. It's like every time I want to, or I want to do stuff, or I am supposed to do stuff, my brain tells me, well, what you're doing right now seems pretty cool. Why don't you just keep doing that? And then I think about that. Well, it is pretty cool. So why don't I do it? Why don't I just like keep doing that? And but I always have to remind myself that I either have to do the thing or yeah, I in the next breath basically think about what I would miss by not doing it. And then sometimes it helps, sometimes it doesn't. What is also, which is also like a part of that, is that when I have something that I want to change, when it doesn't really impair my usual, I guess, habitual day-to-day, I guess, yeah, my day-to-day habits, if those aren't like if there's nothing that hinders me from doing those, then everything else that is kind of like a small annoying part of my life, or like something that I just need to do, I kind of avoid or just don't do. For example, I had these skier basically like yogurt drinks sitting on the right of my oh no, I would take them to work. Sometimes I would just forget about them, or maybe just don't drink them because they have this weird aftertaste sometimes. So I just kind of avoid, I guess, drinking them, and then they're like sitting in my I forget them like at the end of the day, or like at home. I wouldn't take them out, so they would just sit there in my bag throughout the night and throughout the day, of course, in the warm room, which usually isn't too bad. Afterwards I can still drink it, but sometimes I just either forget it or just I don't want to drink it then either, so I just leave it there. And I had then at some point, like, I pulled them out of my my bag and put them like on my desk, and I would just leave them there. I could also just go with these bottles like into the kitchen and like dump them and like throw them away, but something's just keeping me from doing that. And they would like sit here for like weeks and weeks. And the weird thing is, I think I had one of them for like even like 2 months or so before I threw them away. And when I opened it and like I poured it into the like the biological trash, whatever, like in Germany you have like the trash separation, meaning green means everything that is like biological, black meaning basically like everything that you can't put in the other trash cans. We have blue for paper and yeah, basically paper. And then and cardboard, and also then the last color we have is yellow. Everything that is yellow, meaning everything that is plastic, goes in there. And then of course we have the black, which I said before is basically everything that you can't put in any of these categories. I don't know, I think even like electronic stuff, although I don't know if you're even supposed, or if you're even allowed to put electronics in the usual trash. But when I did that, I like opened, like I wanted to, of course, separate the two parts, the fluid inside, or the yogurt, and the bottle, the plastic bottle, so that I can like put them in their own trash can. And I was surprised that when I opened it and poured the whole thing into the trash can, that it wasn't like moldy. I was kind of like, of course it was like closed all the way, I never opened it, so that is probably why, but I was kind of surprised that I didn't even smell like bad. I think, yeah, that's probably just because of all the ingredients that kind of get put in there to prevent it from getting bad. And also like the reason, like, because I never opened it, there couldn't, like, there are no bacteria that could enter the bottle. That's probably why there weren't any there wasn't any mold. But I was still surprised, like 2 months of just leaving it there and nothing happened. It would probably not like it wouldn't probably not be that healthy to drink it, but yeah, it looked pretty normal. Which actually reminds me of another YouTube video, or like a whole YouTube channel that I saw, that basically just makes time lapses of food, I guess, like yeah, just time lapses of food. Like leaving them in the open, just putting they put a camera like in the scene, like basically filming the food, and the food would just sit there for days and days and days, and the camera would film what would like happen. So usually what would happen is that flies would come in and like lay their eggs, and then at some point you have like maggots that kind of overtake the whole like food from the inside, and then at some point he kind of goes back to the normal speed, flips the whole thing, and you would see like either like a husk of the food, nothing on the inside with some maggots, or even nothing, just like the husk without anything. Yeah, and it looks pretty cool actually. Like, of course, maggots are like very tasty to look at, especially when they're like munching on some food, but it looks pretty, I don't know if you want to say satisfying, but it looked pretty interesting, like just to see how it deteriorates, especially if it's like liquid, for example, like how the mold is like growing, and you can see the small little dot, and then it goes bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger, bigger and bigger. I don't know, it looks pretty cool. I can't remember what the name is. Let me see if I can find it real quick. What would you call that? I guess like food time lapse. Let's see. Oh, there it is. Tamponaut time lapse. Coal salad time lapse. Minced meat time lapse. That's the worst one. Octopus decomposition time lapse. Burger time lapse. Egg time lapse. Water time lapse. Yeah. All these different time lapses. Which yeah, basically just show food deteriorating, and it looks pretty cool. Okay, so as I said before, I kind of want to speed run the whole process now, because I want to go into the next step. What is this? Why is there a gap? What is going on here? Oh no, I went into edit mode. Okay, let's save this real quick. Okay. Takes a while. Okay, there you go. Smooth this. So of course, once we've done the outer shell, then we go into the mechanical part. That is the topic for today, maybe even for tomorrow, and then hopefully at some point we can maybe add some detail to the upper arm, so that we can then duplicate this to the other arm. We can then arrange everything for this arm, pose everything, so that we then can go into texturing, shading, lighting, and finish the whole thing, the sculpt basically, the piece, whatever you want to call it. Of course, yeah. Let's see. Is there subdivision enabled? It should. Yeah, okay. It kind of like is intersecting with the scope, but I don't think that's too bad. I think that is because of the spacing of these vertices, although they look pretty good. Why are they though? Why are they so? Why do they intersect? I mean, it doesn't really do much. The shape doesn't like change too much, so I don't really care about it. Yeah. Next part will be the first finger. We could also go, although I want to do the hand, the palm first. So let's do these two shapes, and then we basically done. We have this ring as well that we can do, or the socket. But I think that's what I'm going to do last. First things first, this small piece. We need a plane and then another plane. Oh, I made a new collection for all these hand pieces. Where are they? There they are. Oh, they're already in the ARM section. Perfect. I've made a ARM collection, basically a folder containing all my small pieces, and they're still all in there. Perfect. So let's rotate this. Perfect. Snapping is still enabled. Let's set it to in front. There you go. Okay, let's do the geometry for this as well. This is very simple. It's almost just a plane, basically, the plane shape, but I want to give it a little bit more geometry just to, yeah, have some more geometry, I guess. Making this longer. There you go. Okay. Maybe we can put in like 4 cuts should be enough. Pull this so we can get this curve in there. We can also enable multiple, like right now I only have a vertice selection like active. If we hold shift and 2, like 1 is vertex selection, 2 is edge selection, and 3 is face selection, basically the whole plane. If we press 1 for vertice selection and then shift 2, we can have both. We can have edge and vertice selection. There you go. Now I'm just filling up this thing. Maybe we can add 2 more cuts. There you go. Okay. Do the same over here. There you go. And also I always try to keep this edge flow parallel to the edges, the hard surface edges. This way we can more easily accentuate the edges and it doesn't look too jagged in the end. I've posted a small explanation on my live stream YouTube channel, basically Nogi Now on YouTube, where I uploaded a short explaining, yeah, basically edge flow or what it means and why. Usually in the retopology programs, like automatic retopology programs, why I don't use them, especially like specifically for the reason of edge flow. You could probably use automatic retopology for characters, which is mainly the stuff that I do, but usually now of course I have a cool program that I can use, like a cool add-on that I've grabbed, which just lets me like, how do you call it, reuse my old retopologized base meshes, so I don't need to create new ones using like a program, for example, and I have more control. The problem with like automatic retopology is usually that you cannot create edge flow for hard surface objects, which is a problem for these hard surface objects because they want to have hard surfaces, I mean hard edges, which is kind of hard to do if, for example, your edge like looks like this. Hold on, like this. No, hold on. Wait, what? There you go, like this. That's the edge. And if your faces go like diagonal, you get this very like razor or like zigzag shape on the edge, which then kind of just breaks up the edge and makes it look like, I guess, like as if it's pixelated, less defined, which looks kind of weird. Let's bring in all the modifiers that we had before. We can just go in here and link it to the other one. We can then say modifiers, link them, and we've copied the modifiers to this object. We can see a few differences. Now it's smoothed out, which is what we wanted, but we also have to pull this. Oh no, we don't even have to. We can just accentuate or like stress. How do you call it? Crease? No, is it creasing? Edge, what is it called? Hold on. What if we, oh, there it is. Yeah, edge creasing, basically making these edges, I guess, have more weight when it comes to smoothing. So if they have more weight, the smoothing kind of gets suppressed, which helps us to keep these very sharp corners in here. Perfect. Yesterday, as we experimented with the SoftWrap add-on, the developer of the add-on joined the stream and kind of gave me some tips. It was actually pretty cool because he never really watched someone just like test out or like learn about his add-on. Basically, he never watched someone do it. And he told me that he kind of just watched in the beginning to see, like, he wanted to see how somebody would like just pick up the add-on, if it's like intuitive or not. And he wanted to see if it's like, yeah, intuitive for someone that has never used like this add-on. And yeah, it's very, very intuitive. It's very, very simple to use. And there aren't that many settings. It's not like the, what is it, like the physics simulations like Cloth, where you have like 60 settings and 50 of them like change like a small thing that you only see in certain circumstances, which means that in most of them you change the setting, you play the simulation again very, very slow, of course, because this has to simulate every frame, and it just looks nothing like, it looks like nothing changed. The custom simulation for the like soft wrap add-on is actually real time, so you can actually see the changes in real time, which is way easier to fine tune. And of course, there aren't like that many fine tune options anyway, so it's pretty good from the get-go. Okay, let's continue. There you go. Pull that over here. Okay. Hard surface is a little bit more, as I said before, it's a little bit more sensitive when it comes to edge flow, because of course hard surface has more sharp edges. Meaning, if you want to keep these edges when you retopologize the hard surface, you need to like really define these edges with geometry. Organic objects like apples or like humans don't really have like sharp edges, which just makes it easier to retopologize. You don't have to pay like 100% attention about where you place your geometry. The difference is when you want to animate a character, then you have to pay attention to how you place your geometry, especially because geometry is very meaningful, I guess, or like very important when it comes to animations. Animations basically is just having a mesh, like a geometry of a person, for example, and then applying a bone structure or creating a bone structure for that character, and then telling the bone structure which part of the mesh each individual bone is supposed to deform or like move. So of course, if you look at this, if that is a mesh, like the hand itself, underneath is a bone structure. You have like 3 bones in each finger, like the bones go all the way back to the wrist. And then you have the arm, meaning if you would like create a rig for my body geometry, you would have like a long bone all the way down here. In real life, you have 2 bones in here, but you would probably only need to have 1. If you want to make it like not super hyper realistic. And then you would basically tell the program or the geometry, okay, this part of the geometry, only the forearm should be affected by the changes that you make to the bone that is like, yeah, in the forearm. Meaning if you rotate the bone in the forearm, only the geometry in the forearm will rotate. Then you can also like make a hierarchy of bones, meaning of course if you rotate your forearm, your hand should rotate as well. Usually you set it up so that when you move your hand, your forearm also moves. That is called inverse kinematics, basically meaning if the part furthest out of your limb, basically your hand, your foot, moves, then the other parts move as well in a way that it is possible to move, basically. So when you have like when you have like an arm that is like extended all the way and you move your hand like down, of course your elbow or like your forearm has to move down, and your upper arm has to rotate. So if you do this arm rotates up and down, or in a certain axis, like going like this basically, and your forearm has to move down as well. That is basically inverse kinematics. The furthest, no, the part of the limb that is the furthest out from the body itself kind of affects the chain all the way back to the body. So from hand to forearm, from forearm to upper arm, and then going back to the shoulder and to the body. Which would include roughly like, yeah, three parts of the chain. You could maybe include the shoulder as well, but usually you don't. The shoulder is roughly something like, it's usually something you do individually. But yeah, that is inverse kinematics. Okay, let's see. So I'm gonna start putting in geometry up here first. Why is it so tilted? That kind of, oh my god, come on. Bring me back. Oh no, my view is kind of, or like the palm is just like rotated a little bit, so I can't really see it that well, but I guess I'll just keep it like this for now. Yeah. Okay, I don't want to do more nerd talk. What about, Oh yeah, I talked about that before, like, another thing that I, was supposed to do for a long time. So in Germany we have like this, I guess, money, like parent money that you get. For everyone that has a child, they get like a certain amount of money, basically to care for the child. And at some point, of course, you don't get that money anymore if your child basically is old enough. I think it's like the rule is if your child has a job or like a apprenticeship, then I guess you don't get any money anymore. And that stopped last year for me, or in August. So what my mom basically said was, okay, now that there's no money coming, like now that I don't get any money anymore, and you still like live here, why don't you pay me some money? And I said like, okay, I'm gonna do what is that called? Like hold on, I want to know what that's called. A standing order. To pay money to my mother's, yeah, hold on, account. So, I stopped, or my mom stopped getting money, I think in August last year, and last weekend I started the standing order. A little bit late, maybe. The problem was, at some point, I think in the beginning of last year, my bank, I use online banking, I don't go there, I just use online banking. What would happen, or what happened, is that my bank stopped using the online banking like program that they've used before. So what would happen is I would just at some point log into my online banking online banking account on my phone, and it would tell me like, oh, this service is not in use anymore, we have a new service, go on the website and inform yourself or whatever. We also get like a small brochure sent to us basically explaining how it works, and that we have to like download this new program. The problem was, before the change, I never needed a what is it called, transaction number, And with this new program, I need one. So the problem was I never had one, so I had to register for a transaction number, like I had to register for this process of getting like this transaction number. The transaction number is basically if you do any sort of like transactions, they send you a number. Basically, it's similar to a third-party verification, where they send you a code to one of your third-party, I guess, tools, or like to your phone usually, so that you can then type that code into your phone or into like the website where whatever you're using, to confirm that you're actually the owner and you're logging in with like a legitimate like, yeah, you're the owner, basically confirming that you're the owner. What I tried that. I wanted to get a transaction number so I can register myself for online banking, with this new online banking process. So I called my bank. Okay. They first, of course, told me, okay, hold on a little bit longer, we'll be there in a second. And then at some point, like, oh, nobody's available. I kind of thought, okay, well, in these times, there's probably nobody working in the call center, which is kind of weird, but okay, that's just what I thought. Maybe I'll try it later. I tried it later, didn't work. Then I just, at some point, just, I guess, didn't care about it anymore, if you want to call it that. And at some point, after trying it a few more times, I just said, like, well, screw it. It doesn't work. Like, if they're not gonna like take the call after the 5th time, they're not gonna take it up after the 6th time. So I decided to write an email, and they like told me what I had to do to get my transaction number, and I did that. Now I had to wait for a letter to come that kind of like confirms that I'm registered and that I can use the online banking system again, which happened last week. So now finally, after 8 months, I think, I was able to start the the transaction, or like the standing order for my I guess child money, whatever you want to call it, and now it's finally resolved. So that is like a prime example for when I am supposed to do something and I just either forget it, or I just like think about like, or I think like, oh well, I'm gonna do that later. I'm not gonna do it later. I just forget about it usually, and yeah, I then just don't do it, which isn't really like, I don't know. I don't want to not do it, but I don't know, I just forget it at some point because I'm occupied with something else, and then, yeah, I'd have to be reminded again at some point. Okay, this looks kind of weird. Let me just quickly maybe fix this. Let's just make this a quad. There you go. Okay, oh, there you go. Do we need all these? What do we have here? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Maybe we should delete 2 of them. There you go. Move that over here, so we can fill the space, and we can define the geometry, or like the shape. Yeah, that is like, I called it inertia. Basically, I have bad inertia when it comes to maybe not motivation, but yeah, basically what's like a colleague told me, I can ask for like feedback, like maybe if you want to call it negative feedback, stuff that I can improve on myself, or like that I improve in myself. He or she rather told me and I kind of think that too, the biggest problem is that when I have a project that I'm not interested in. I just have like no motivation at all. So that is why I wasn't like that good at school. And that is probably also why I guess don't perform as well at work when it comes to projects that don't seem that cool to me. Yeah, I still of course finish them, but it's just like maybe I'm a little bit slower, or they're not like that qualitatively high, I guess, as they could be. Yeah, stuff like that. Which I think is like a legit like good feedback. I always I kind of feel bad when I do bad work, or like no work even, like as I said before, because of like there are no jobs right now, and I work on like some private stuff just because like the employer pays me, so he is doing his job, but I don't do mine, which is I don't know, I kind of feel bad about that. I don't want to exploit my position, so I would like to work, but sometimes there's just nothing to work, or like, yeah, to do. So it's not that I don't like, yeah, like the motivation, I don't know what I'm supposed to do about that though. Like sometimes I just, or like oftentimes when it comes to like the stuff that I'm most interested in is animation and 3D, which we don't really do that much. So usually I do stuff that is like not 100% engaging to me, which is of course not that good. Which is also why I kind of want to like change my my employer, I guess, or switch jobs to something more to what I'm interested in, which I already have something in mind, or like a certain like employer, I guess, but I haven't finished my resume yet. I don't know if I put too much, like my priorities are more shifted to my, I guess, YouTube and streaming content right now, rather than my resume. But what I said to myself was that I kind of want to put more emphasis, or like more, I want to prioritize my resume next weekend a little bit more, just so I can get that out and then don't have to care about it anymore. So that's what I'm going to do, or focus on more on on the weekend next weekend. Hopefully I can like get far, because what I'm basically want to do is the agency that I kind of want to like send my resume to, I kind of want to work at, does a lot with video, 3D, AR applications, all that stuff, and I kind of want to show that I can do all that stuff. So what I plan to do is make a little, like basically a compilation, a music video, if you want to call it like a show reel, a compilation, what you saw after or when I upload my quick sketch, basically showing off my skills, or like my projects, my private projects. Yeah, that is basically what I want to do as a video, and then also like write a resume, just so they have like the written form as well. And that's what I want to work on. Of course, music videos especially, take a little bit longer, but I think now that I finished the second month compilation, and also I have a, like, I guess a good content strategy right now, if you want to call it that, that I just have to do, I guess, and I don't have to spend like, I could also like work on like a YouTube video, but I think I want to like get this done first. I want to put more priority on finishing the resume video before I want to focus on videos, like highly edited videos. That is my current plan. So I'm gonna work on the resume on the weekend. Okay. That looks pretty good. Link the modifiers. Oh, wait, what? Oh, they're already in there. Why is it like not thick? Oh, it is. Okay, we just have to switch to smooth. There you go. Okay, perfect. So we have to do a few more. These paths at the bottom. We can even duplicate one of them if one's done. So let's go right into it. Rotate, smaller. Okay, let's do the first one so we can duplicate it onto, like, to the next one as well. Snapping enabled, scaling. There you go. Should we make it so small? I guess we could. Yeah, let's do that. So I'm gonna make it very rough in the beginning. We can still add more geometry later. What I also want to do is I want to put this to in front, as always, so it's always in front. The sculpt geometry isn't intersecting. It's still intersecting, but it's not visible in the viewport. Usually you want to keep your geometry very, very rough. This way, I mean, you can still add more subdivisions, of course, to bring in more geometry. But yeah, try to keep the faces like similar in size and organized, basically. That is the main rule of retopology. We have 1, 2, 3. Zip. Da-da-da. Perfect. Connect these two faces. Oh, there you go. Okay, perfect. Let's bring in some cuts. How many do we need? I guess we can just go in here, pull this down, make it longer, I mean bigger. We can then make the faces out of these 4 vertices. There you go. Perfect. We need 2 cuts. There you go. Make this one bigger. And retopology for the first pad, I guess, done. Da-da-da. Okay, perfect. Let's copy the modifiers. There you go. And we can change the shape. Of course, if we smooth it using subdivisions, you're gonna have to adjust the shape a little bit, because it gets a little bit smaller usually when you smooth it. All the extremities gets, of course, smooth. So we have to adjust the shape a little bit more. There you go. I think that looks pretty good. Okay, perfect. Let's set it to smooth and duplicate it to the next one as well. We kind of have to adjust the geometry, of course, but that's just how it is. Yeah. I really want to like pay a lot of, or like put a lot of effort into the music, or like resume, I guess, because I think this is like the perfect next step in my like career, I guess. In like the job I am working at right now is basically, or is the job that I did my apprenticeship in. I've been working there for 4 years now, if you want to count the 3 years of apprenticeship as well. So I think it's time to go somewhere else, not only because they don't really cover my interest anymore. It's not like super fun anymore to work on all the projects. The projects aren't like as fun anymore. I think they would be more fun if I would like 2D and like print designs more, but I'm more into like digital and 3D and all that animation stuff, so it's not like that interesting to me. I like that digital stuff more, and we don't really do that much, so I want to change. to the new agency, which does more with video, 3D, and yeah, all that stuff. AR. Maybe I can learn about game engines, like how to make like a small, maybe not game, but like an AR or VR experience. VR, of course, is basically just a video game. You have to create like the world in 3D and then fill it with all that stuff, like with all the interactable stuff. And you do that in a 3D engine. Whether that is like, of course it has to be real time, so you usually use a game engine to do that. Or you always use a game engine. I've never really tried Unreal Engine or any of those. So if I get the chance to do that at my job, that would be even better. I can expand my skills. Not only in private, but also in my job, which is, I think, the best way of getting better at anything. Okay, this looks weird. I think we need another cut. There you go. It's like one of my favorite things to do, trying to like, I always look for value, I guess, in the world, meaning like if I give someone value through, I don't know, you can give like value through everything. Like if somebody basically values what you do for them, for example, then you gave them value, like listening to them or like talking to them, comforting them, whatever, giving them advice can all be valuable. And I always try to like give and get value as effective as possible. So what I usually try to do is if I have two sources or like two things that I want to get value out of, one thing being learning more about 3D and like games, for example, and the other thing being having a job, getting some money, then I like to combine multiple, I guess, value sources into one, which is like, of course, very which of course fits very well with my plan currently, like trying to get the new job, which enables me to have two value sources in one. I cannot only learn more about, or like I can not only expand my skills, like improve my skills, but I can also earn money. I'm also someone that doesn't really pay that much money, I guess, or I don't really like buy that much stuff. Which is, I think, a good trait to have. I think it's good to not be like super stingy, but also you don't care about what others think, or what you don't care, like you don't buy stuff because others want you to buy the stuff, basically to impress others. I think that is a bad trait. Basically trying to get I guess props or acknowledgement from others by buying expensive stuff like cars or chains, rings, whatever, expensive clothing, designer clothing. That never really was something I liked or I was interested in doing. Usually I don't really care that much about other people's opinion when it comes to, like, especially if they don't know me. Like if somebody on the street like tells me, "Oh, yo dude, you look homeless, man." I still buy like new clothes every once in a while, but I don't care about the newest drip that came out this year, the new collection. I don't really care about that. I just care about having clothing that I like. But I don't care about what others think I should like. So yeah, I don't really pay that much money. For stuff that I really like, basically don't need. Hold on, where's my... Oh, there it is. Okay. Yeah, so that's usually why I don't... Yeah, why I basically just hoard my money right now, which is kind of... which was kind of funny when I asked my mom to just confirm all the I guess like information for the, what is it, standing order. He asked, oh, not he, she asked me how much I have, like how much money I have in the bank, I guess. When I told her, she was kind of surprised. Which was pretty funny. But I guess, yeah, I'm just someone that, I don't know, I somehow like to not like buy stuff. I don't really care about buying stuff. I like to, like, I'm someone that likes to, like, I'm someone that doesn't spend money frequently, but when I spend money, I don't really care too much about what it costs. I'm not saying like when I buy stuff then it's gonna be like super expensive and all that, but I don't try to get the best deal and try to get it when it's on sale, or yeah, I just try to, like, I get it when I want to have it. And what would you say to that? Like, I don't really care too much about... Oh, wait, what? Oh, okay. I don't really care too much about the price necessarily. I don't like the, like, especially like my mom always said like, oh, or like both my parents say like, oh, but more my mom, like, oh, if you buy cheap, you always buy twice. But then in the next breath she tells me about oh no, of course that the story might be like, or she always tells me like, oh, like I tell her that I bought something and, oh wow, how much did it cost? I tell her, oh, that is so expensive, but usually what I do is I try to find, or when I want to have something like a, I don't know, like a microphone for example, or whatever, shoes, I don't buy stuff that often, so I don't mind paying more for like high quality shoes or a microphone or whatever. I think she just has a different mindset on that, so she always thinks like, oh, that's so expensive or whatever. But I just think like wait, I just buy shoes every 3 or 4 years, so why couldn't I just buy shoes for, I don't know, like $100 or 100 euros, whatever. Like, I usually think about the investment, or like, yeah, the investment throughout the whole time that I use the object. If I buy shoes and I use them for 5 years and they cost like $500, for example, or 500 euros, then I would basically pay 100 euros a year for the shoes. 100 euros a year isn't really that much, at least in my opinion. So I don't think like buying expensive stuff, or like like, usually for me it's at least like high quality stuff. Buying high quality stuff isn't like a huge deal. I would rather buy something like high quality that costs more, rather than having to go back like into the shop to buy a replacement because it broke, or having to return it because it broke, whatever it is. I would rather just get the item use it, and yeah, I don't have to care about it anymore. It shouldn't be a liability once I buy it. That would be pretty yeah, I think that's just like backwards. So why would I buy like the cheapest version that can break very easily just to like save some bucks, when I can just pay a few more bucks to then save time? I don't know, time is just more valuable to me than money. That may come from a privileged, I guess, position. Of course, if you don't have like a lot of money, yeah, it always depends on what you can afford, of course. So I'm not saying like, oh, you should always go for the high quality option. If you like can't afford it, then I don't blame you for like, it's not like I'm saying like, yeah, you should always go for the highest I guess the highest, or like, yeah, the highest quality. It's more the highest quality that you can afford, or you're willing to spend. Not going for the cheapest, like for the cheapest option and then hoping for it to actually work. Also, which was kind of surprising to me, my friend decided to move out of his parents' home, and he found a like a new apartment pretty close to where he was before. We live pretty close. He's basically living like right next to me on the other side of the street. And he found a new apartment in the same region, like maybe like 500 meters away. And he told me about his expenses. So stuff like rent and water and like food and all that. And he, as he told me about it, I think he did the math, and he he told me about what he has left after all the expenses when it comes to money. He told me I think he has like 800 euros left, which to me at least sounds pretty like a lot. If like after paying internet, food, water, rent and all that stuff, still having 800 euros every month to buy stuff with, I think that sounds like a lot. And that is even before he gets a raise after his uni time is over. Like he's working and like going to uni at the same time, so he gets a little bit less money, I guess. If he's then fully employed, he gets more. So he even gets more than that once he's done. So I don't know what he wants to have in the end. But yeah, I think 800 euros, dollars, whatever, is quite a lot just to spend every month. At least I don't need that much every month. I think I would just like, yeah, I don't think I would ever reach a point where I could spend 800 euros every month. I don't think that I would ever reach that point. Okay, we have to disable. Oh, we have to enable one more thing, which is back face culling, which I'll show you what it does. Wait, where is it? View? Is it in view? Hold on. Oh, there it is. Back face culling. You can see what it does. Oh, well, it does the exact opposite what I wanted. We have to flip the normal. Now we can see through the inside, which helps us with like doing the other side of the finger. Otherwise we would be confused by the opposing geometry. Okay. That looks pretty good. Connect there. Okay. Yeah. I don't think I'll ever reach a point where I need to spend... I mean, maybe like if I buy a car, but I don't really plan on buying a car that even if I don't really drive my car that much, or I wouldn't. I don't really drive cars anyway. I don't like driving that much. I wouldn't like drive somewhere just to drive. I don't like driving, so I wouldn't like just like drive somewhere because I want to. I don't like driving, so why would I want to? So yeah, even like a car wouldn't be like that expensive for me. I wouldn't like buy like the newest car. I would just buy like some sort of trash can to drive around. Which would be that expensive, and it wouldn't even break probably because I would use it anyway. So yeah. So I don't think I'll, at least in the next 5 to 10 years, will reach a point where I need 800 euros every month on like to pay for something or to spend. I don't think I'm gonna spend 800 euros every month on stuff to buy. I rarely spend any money every month. I don't have any subscriptions. I don't have any yeah, I have nothing. Well, the only thing I pay for is my subscription for like the Adobe programs, but that's about it. I don't like subscriptions, so I try to avoid them as much as possible. And if I get them, oh, hold on, we have to do something. We have to bring some more geometry in here. Oh, okay. Dip, dip, dip. Maybe 3. There you go. They're a little bit too wide. We have to change that. Wait, what is going on here? What is going on here? Oh, there you go. Fixed. Perfect. Okay, there you go. That is the first part. We have to set it to smooth. We have to fix the edges. Oh, there you go. First one. Wait. Oh, let's disable in front. There you go. Oh, it's intersecting again, but that doesn't really matter that much. So who cares? Yeah. I'm not that like I don't use that much money every month, so I'm not that money hungry, I guess. That doesn't mean that I kind of aspire to get more money at some point, but money isn't the value that I want to prescribe my life to. Money is like value that you need to, I guess, live to a certain degree, with a certain standard, but my standard isn't like super high when it comes to living, or like, yeah. So I don't need that much money. So it's not like the highest priority. Of course, right now I still live with my parents, which makes it like a whole lot easier. But then even if I move out, I would only like need an apartment with like a bath, a kitchen, and maybe like one more, of course, a sleeping room, and then like, yeah, basically another, maybe even, I don't even know if I need a living room necessarily, because for what? I basically only work on my PC, like watch videos on my PC, play games on my PC. and yeah, I never use my television that I have in my room. I never use them except for when like people come over, which basically never happens because I don't like inviting people. I think my home is like my safe space, and like inviting people kind of like, my home is supposed to be my like the place where I can just relax and yeah, relax, basically recharge my batteries, if you want to call it that, which isn't like, which kind of goes against inviting people, because then you kind of have to not only care about them or like care about their like caring or like yeah, wondering about whether or not they are happy. But you also have to care about like, you can't just like sit in your bed and just chill. You do stuff with them, which is of course not bad or like not fun or something, but like it's different from just chilling in your bed watching a video, for example. I still like doing stuff with my friends, but I don't like doing stuff with my friends at home. That's like my sanctuary, or like my place to recharge my batteries. I'm someone that basically my energy gets drained from I guess meeting people. Other people are like the exact opposite. They recharge their battery by meeting with people. I'm the exact opposite, so I don't want to like my home should be there to recharge my batteries, not to drain them. Which is why I very, very rarely invite people over. I think the last time that somebody was over like here in my house was when I hosted the Sylvester party for like, I think 3 years ago, maybe 4, I think 3, a long time ago. So yeah, I'm not a fan of house parties, or not even house party, just I guess house or inviting people over. I'm not at that state at that state yet where I invite people over just to, I don't know, like have a barbecue or like drink coffee with them, whatever, eat some pie or whatever. I'm not at that state yet. So yeah. I like to keep my home to myself. So the only part that is missing is this finger and then the thumb. And then we have the outer shell done. Let's see. So this part is probably pretty easy. We could use a UV sphere, but I prefer to use like a cube, no, a plane, as always. This way I can more easily define what it's supposed to look like, or how the geometry should be arranged. Let me drink something real quick. So one thing I kind of want to keep pretty rare when it comes to content, I think, is are these very, very long-term projects that I do right now. For example, like multiple weeks, maybe even multiple months working on the same project. I think that isn't as valuable as it could be, or like the content isn't as valuable as it could be. It's very, very repetitive when it comes to like what you're watching, which is why I try to keep it like try to provide some value through the audible, I guess, aspect. So I talk about different topics to engage or provide value. Not only like, yeah, I try to not talk about what you can see on screen, because that is kind of repetitive and like wasted value, I guess. I try to like, yeah, talk about stuff in my life or talk about things that I think about, just to make it more engaging and maybe spark a conversation, which can then like lead to some like a valuable talk, I guess. Which is kind of like, these projects that take a long time are kind of backwards when it comes to that. They are more like, they drag on for so long that the visual aspect kind of loses its appeal, I guess. That's why I kind of want to keep these projects to a minimum, just because they keep me from doing more interesting, like visually, or like, yeah, like more interesting content ideas. Basically stuff like recreating Twitch emotes in 3D, or I don't know, what does this Disney character look like in real, like what would this Disney character look like in real life, or whatever. These ideas I can't really do because I want to finish this. This has a certain deadline that I kind of want to, of course, hit. So I kind of have to work on this continuously and have to spend most of my time on this. So when I'm done with this, I'm probably gonna keep myself from doing like very, very long-term projects. So the longest that I would probably say is maybe like a week, like 4 days of streaming. That's probably the longest that I would spend on a certain project. I think the best time would be like either like shorter term projects, like a one stream or like 2 streams, but not like multiple weeks. I think that gets kind of, yeah, repetitive. And of course, 2 of the main value propositions, I guess, from streaming is visual. The other one is audible. I usually, if I watch streams, which is pretty rare, I listen to them. I don't watch them. So if you're not watching my stream, well, that is okay. I don't do it either, so I don't blame you, and I still appreciate the I guess you watching me rather than anybody else. But if you do that, I don't want to just talk about what I do on screen, because that is usually pretty boring. Or pretty repetitive, so I would speak about the same stuff over and over and over again, which yeah, I think leaves some value on the table that I kind of want to scoop up and provide some value through the audible as well, which is more than just yeah, talking about the same stuff over and over and over and over and over again. So I still, of course, try to figure out like a good, like what I try to do is I want to structure my live streams so that I can then use the live stream parts like as YouTube videos, or like as YouTube content rather, that I can either edit or like purely like put on upload as a video separately, but I still try to keep it close. Like I try to preserve the live stream character, so engaging with the chat, or yeah, basically the live character, basically stuff like, yeah, engaging with the chat, or reacting live to stuff, not like reacting to videos, but rather like if there's anything somebody asks me something, I answer it. Or somebody yeah, basically just interact. The live interaction is basically what differentiates, or what's different from compared to videos. So I try to give content that is valuable as a YouTube video, but I also try to keep the interactivity up so that no value is lost by me structuring the content like a YouTube video. So what I tried yesterday was I wanted to cover 2 topics that interested me. The first one was the new blog post about Cycles X, the new Cycles version. And the second part was about experimenting with the new add-on that I wanted to test out, or I wanted to try, which is called SoftWrap 2. Those were 2 topics that I kind of wanted to cover, basically. And so I split my stream into 2 parts, or roughly, like, of course, 3 parts because of my quick sketch that I do every day. So yeah, I split my stream into three parts. The talking about Cycles X, then the first part, of course, the quick sketch. Second part, Cycles X. Third part, experimenting with SoftWrap. That is basically it. This way I can I have different topics every day, or at least like on that day. I don't think I can do that every day, like having multiple topics every day. I don't think that is possible, but at least having like a new topic every day, at least one, that can be engaging and like interesting. And then using these individual parts and being able to like put them out as YouTube videos as well, to make them more digestible. And like the nature of YouTube is more not like too much live streaming right now, more YouTube videos. So I stream on YouTube as well, but I think most of my views come from video, or like people that watch it later. So yeah, being able to condense the individual parts, or like split the individual parts so that they don't like get scared away by a 4-hour live stream, I think is a good way of delivering the value more effectively to all the people that might be interested. Okay, so we have 2 more. Oh no, wait. I mean, guess like 4 elements for the thingy. These 2 elements are like the 2 separate pieces, and then the nail. I think the nail I'm gonna also do separately. Let's save real quick, otherwise I'm gonna lose all my progress that I did that before already, and I want to do it again. Okay, let's see what it looks like right now without the sculpt. Where's my sculpt? Hand sculpt. Hello? 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 Where are you? I'm underwater. Woo. Hold on. Where's my... Oh, no. Oh yeah, that is the right one. Okay, yeah. You still can't really figure out the whole silhouette. I think we need to just do some more until we can see it. So we could probably just use a cylinder, but that is kind of annoying to set up, I guess. So we'll just use a plane. I think to make it a little bit faster, to work a little bit faster, I can maybe focus on making a very rough geometry first and then going more into detail, like adding more, which means that I for example go in here and put this over here, right there, this into the corner, this into the corner, or into the start of this bulge. I want to set this to in front so I can see it. And I'm gonna basically try to use as little geometry as I can first to, I guess, define the shape, which usually isn't enough, but it's like is a good groundwork to then like add more detail. So yeah, I think that's a better way of working rather than going in and like adding detail. Like it's similar to the rendering approach. You can either render the whole thing at once, basically starting with very rough and going into more and more detail, or you can like separate it into multiple parts and then like detail out one part first, then going to the next one, going to the next one, and like working like that basically. I think it is faster to, at least in the retopology realm, to go with the first approach, basically starting very, very rough first and then putting in more detail later. This way you can see if the very, very basic geometry actually looks good and it's like fitting, rather than working on it for a long time, like adding like a lot of detail in the certain area and then you go into the next area and you see, oh no, it actually doesn't work, and I have to delete everything that I did before, which would be pretty bad. So yeah, I like the first approach a little bit better, a little bit more. I wonder why there's like a difference. Like you can say better and more, but why can't you say I like it better? That sounds kind of weird to me. Wouldn't it make more sense that you would say I like it more? I don't know. Maybe that's just me. This is the worst part where you have the other finger kind of being in your way. You can't really see much because it's right next to the other finger. You can like can't look from up top, because if you then move this vertex, it's just gonna snap to the other finger, which is kind of annoying, but whatever. I could probably hide. No, I can't hide it. Oh, I could, but that's probably more work than it's worth, so who cares. Okay, we're going back to the hip-hop songs, getting some sick beats here, laying down, putting down some sick tunes to yeah, you know, I think that is even enough for geometry now. I think it's similar to the other finger piece. We bring in like 2 cuts, like maybe 3. I think 2 are even enough for this one. So now we can link this, modifiers, and there you go. Perfect. We have to make this a little bit more refined when it comes to all the smoothing. Okay, let's go in here and change the vertices so it looks a little bit more clean. I think a lot of I don't want to I don't know. I don't want to speak about others when it comes to their, I guess, like their channels, their approach to content. For example, streamers. I don't want to talk about that. I think I don't have too much insight on that, so I can't speak on anything when it comes to that. Let's focus on something else. What about I like it better and I like it more? It's, yeah, I don't know. I like it better. It just sounds weird to me. As someone who learned the language, that didn't grow up with it. I think I like it better. It's more used in the American language or American dialect, and I like it more is like more frequently used in the British accent. The British accent. So yeah, I think I try to stay close to the original, or like the original spelling of the words. I try to minimize my my accent as much as possible. But what I do is I try to like figure out which way of saying a word I like the most, and then I say it that way. So for example, I like it better, I like it more, or other words you can say differently depending on where you are, whether you are in Britain, for example, or like in England, or whether you are in America. Some words are just way different, or they say them very differently. I think about both, or at least the one that I know, the one that I know of. If I know both, how they would say it, I then basically decide on which one I like more, and I say it that way. That approach I like better. No, more. Oh no. Now it's stuck in my mind. Oh no. Okay. Yeah, I need one more edge on this side as well, otherwise the shape kind of gets lost. So let's push around some vertices. That's what I like the most. Not. That's always something that I wonder when I hear people with like a super heavy accent. Do they not care about speaking how a native person would speak, or do they just don't know? Because if I know how something's spelled, and I try to speak like how it's like, I just try to spell it how it's spelled. I think that has to do with like that shows a certain amount of respect, I guess, and yeah, usually also sounds better in my opinion. So that always sort of irritate, or like maybe not irritate, but confuses me when people have like such a heavy accent. Yeah, it confuses me if they just don't know or they don't care. If they don't care, then I think that's kind of bad or like annoying, at least for me, because it kind of shows like some sort of disrespect for the language. Yeah, but I don't know what the reason is. Maybe they just don't know. That I don't want to judge them for not knowing, or I don't want to slam them for not knowing. You know, I thought about a new content idea, which would probably be a lot of fun with, hold on, oh, I guess with, more, that sounds kind of weird, but like with more viewers, I guess. Like that is something that I would do later, or like at least it's content that would flourish more with with a bigger audience. The idea is basically today I thought about the different ways that a face can look different. Like your nose can be wide, can be like small, can be thin, whatever, can be flat, all that stuff. Your nose can change, your eyebrows can change, your hairline, your forehead, your whatever, your chin, all that stuff can change, which makes every person unique. And I kind of thought, like, I tried to Google all the ways that a human can be unique, or the variable traits that everybody has that makes a human unique. And I found, like, the first result was a I think it was like a game, even like a I guess like board game, pen and paper, whatever, where you can kind of determine, or you can basically define the traits of two people's child. So is this trait recessive? If it is the trait recessive, is the trait, what is the other? Not aggressive. Oh no, not oppressive, whatever it is. And this way you can kind of determine how a person would look like. And I think that can make good content. So basically you could say, oh, there are these new rumors that Justin Bieber and Oprah are dating. Of course, like, not like that is just like an absurd example, but like, yeah, what would a child look like, or even like a grown person? Like, what would the child of two people look like? What would like, and then I like to do like realistic sculpting, like of humans. So my idea would be to look at the two people. It doesn't have to be like yeah, celebrities, I guess, would be the most interesting, whether that is like mainstream celebrities or even streamers. I don't know, like that would be kind of weird, but maybe it could be interesting, or like at least like good content. And then like determining their traits, their unique traits, and then putting those together and creating like a child version, a combination of the two. I think that could be very interesting, especially if you could kind of not only like you can define what makes them unique, like their I don't know, nose shape, lip shape, and all that stuff, and then you can kind of decide with the audience which parent is more which parent is the not passive, which version, for example. Okay, we have the father and the mother. The child should the child either adopt the chin from the father or from the mother, or should they combine the two so that it's like a mix between the two? Which color should the eyes be, or and all that stuff, and basically creating like a character, or like the child of two people that can also be chosen. Like, oh, let's see what the Brad Pitt and yeah, I don't know, Rihanna, the child, would look like. And then we would like determine the traits that the child would have, and then we would, yeah, like create a sculpt of that person, whether it's in the child state or in the adolescent state can also be determined. Like, of course, with children it's harder to, or the traits aren't as defined, which will probably usually you want to know what a child would look like, but usually what you kind of want to know is which traits will be adopted by the child. So of course, if you want to see that, you would probably have to create a fully adolescent person, because then they would, yeah, you would have like a fully grown person, which would of course show the traits the best. Yeah, I think that was one of the new ideas that I had today, actually. I think that would be pretty fun, like a reoccurring content idea, or stuff like, what would this new Disney princess look like in real life? Basically recreating the character in real life, how they could look like in real life, creating a realistic character, and kind of like adopting the traits that they have in the Disney version. I think that could also be pretty fun. Oh, we actually have another part, which is this this finger tip piece. Or what you could also do is you could, I think there are like websites where you can just put in 2 images, and then they would like kind of mix the 2 to create like a new person. You could kind of do that, and then like use that as the reference for the sculpt. Yeah, but as I said, I think that is more interesting when you have more interaction. Oh, what is going on here? Yeah, like I have like a whole list of stuff that I kind of like, a whole list of ideas, but I have to finish this before I can really do something else. So I'm kind of stuck. I try to leave at least one of the days to whatever, to something else. For example, last week it was sculpting Twitch, or like recreating Twitch emotes in 3D. This week it was talking about Cycles X and soft wrap. Yeah, but yeah, it's just I would like to do that maybe twice a week, or maybe even like more than that. I think that is yeah, just more interesting to look at, rather than like, oh, he's doing the same thing today again. Maybe even like yeah. Oh yeah, also stuff like what I really, or yeah, well, I don't want to talk too much about like long-term, I guess, plans. I don't think that is like really valuable to talk about right now. Plans can always change, so yeah. Let's focus on the here and now. Okay. Oh, hello. Okay. What we're doing here now is this finger, the last piece. We could also do the exact opposite. What would this person look like as a Disney character? I think that would be pretty fun. Like Disneyfying a person. The only problem is I am not that experienced with I guess stylized characters, so that would be a bigger challenge for me. I just like realistic, I guess, characters more, so I'm more skilled, or I've done more of those. Okay. It's already so late. Oh no. I think we're just gonna finish. Maybe even not. Oh, we're not. Maybe not even gonna finish the outer, like what would you call it? Like the outer shape today. I think the thumb will be left. But I guess yeah, we're gonna do the same tomorrow. We're gonna work on this tomorrow as well. So don't worry. Yeah, we're gonna work on this the rest of the week. I don't know if you're gonna do something different on Monday. Hopefully. Well, maybe not hopefully, but I want to do something else on Monday, just to keep it fresh at least once a week, then devoting the rest of the streaming time Tuesday to Friday, and trying to provide more value through the Audible part. Because right now I'm just moving vertices. I don't think that is super interesting to watch, except for maybe when you're like trying to learn that stuff. One, two, three, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, perfect. Ta-da! That's the first one. Yeah, I think overall, you know, when I went through the art section on Twitch, that was kind of surprising to me. Most of them, or at least the ones that I've tuned into, just, I guess, worked on their artwork or on their piece, whatever they're working on, and then there's just chat running in the background. Sometimes they would kind of like answer questions, or yeah, they would basically just sit there quietly and just work on their art, and when there would be like a question, for example, they would answer it, but they wouldn't like actively interact or like talk about anything. And I think that is like such a huge missed opportunity. I think like the whole live aspect enables you to not only, yeah, like you're not only there visually, you're there audibly as well. So why would you just not use that? I think you can create so much more. Like you're not live streaming. I mean, yeah, you're live streaming because you want to show off your art, probably, and you want to maybe show off your process. But why do you not just post your time lapses? You want to do it live, and I mean, you could probably just sit there and like provide the visual I guess value. I don't want to say value too much, but I think there's just so much missed opportunity. And yeah. Okay. Oh, hello. What is going on here? Let me grab that vertiseed, bring it back. Little rascal. There you go. Go back to your place. Okay. Oh, hello. Another rascal. Breaking out of its prison. Okay, there you go. Breaking out of the line. Yeah, we can probably just go in here first of all. Oh, I have an idea. We can use grid fill for this. Da-da-da. I'm gonna put in like maybe, let's say 3 should be enough. 3 vertices. Move them up. Okay, let's do the same on this side, and then we can use grid fill. 1, 2, 3. Move them up. And then we can use, select all of the vertices, and then a grid fill. Ta-da! We've filled the grid. We need to set the span to 4. We have to rotate it. There you go. Perfect. And now we can stretch it out so it fits perfectly into, like, underneath the nail as well. Perfect. I think sometimes even the biggest value in live streams lies in the audible like aspect. Like, most people lurk in live streams. They don't interact in chat. They just like watch or maybe even just listen. So I am someone that usually only listens. So if there's only a visual aspect, so why would I ever consider listening to the visual stream? That's why I try to provide both. Of course, I have music running, but music, you can, like, you're not going to Twitch to listen to music. If you want to listen to something, you're not going to Twitch to listen to music. You're going to Twitch to listen to someone talk, most likely. That's what I do. Like, usually what I do, I listen to podcasts when I want to hear someone talk, or like watch you, or like listen to YouTube videos. Usually when I listen to music, it gets kind of boring at some point, so I kind of want to switch between music and talking. So yeah, the audible aspect is definitely the most important one for me. Look at that, a perfect finger. Ooh, low. Okay, oh, hold on, we have to change a few things. Move this closer. There you go. Oh, don't want to overstep it. Oh, we have another overstep right here. What is going on? We need more. No, hold on. Wait, can we not? Wait. Oh no. There's a big problem and I don't know how to fix it. I mean, I can probably just put in like another cut right there, but that kind of looks weird. Wait, is it even that? Oh no, it isn't even the problem. Okay, perfect. Haha. Okay. Let's do the other side. And almost fixed. Hopefully. Nope. Hold on. Oh no. Move. Why do you not move? I don't want to have you. Oh, actually, it doesn't look too bad. Okay, perfect. Yeah, I think that's okay. So, on to the next one. In front, removed. Looks pretty okay. The problem is these, I would usually do this stuff off stream, but I don't have that much time to do it off stream, so I do it on stream. And like, I would like to do it off stream because it is pretty boring. That's why I try to always have something to talk about, but like at some point, like, it gets pretty boring. Or like, if there's nothing, if there's a deficit of visual value, I kind of have to bring in more audible value to compensate. which can be quite hard sometimes. Okay, let's go. Ta-da! First of all, very rough, and then we're gonna go deeper. Oh, we have to enable snapping, of course. And in front, there you go. That's why I hate this part. Retopology, it is just so mind-numbingly boring. It's always the same. And some people find it like kind of mesmerizing or like relaxing, but I just find it very, very boring. I hate everything that is repetitive, whether that is retopology or creating hairstyles. I like finishing a hairstyle, especially if it looks realistic, but I don't like working on it. So yeah, it's like a kind of like a double-edged sword. I think we need more geometry. I think we do. Let's bring in some more. Da-da-da. There you go. Aha, okay. Okay, perfect. Okay. Let's copy the modifiers. Da-da-da. Perfect. Let's go shade smooth, and there you go. Perfect. We have finished the first thingy onto the copy process. So what I'm gonna do is I will go in here. I will make a backup of this finger. No, I'm gonna do something different. I've saved. Now I will save again as a new version, which is version 3A. Save as, there you go. And now I can apply all the modifiers. And I don't have to fear that I can't go back. I can always go back to the previous save. Basically, I do a backup to be able to always go back. Okay, perfect. So let's copy the finger. Let's grab it and duplicate. Da-da-da. Oh, we have to disable snapping. We can see, of course, a difference, especially in the fingers that are like on the outside. We still have to do a few things there, but yeah, let's do the other, like let's do them individual piece. So this one we kind of have to adjust the pieces, of course, tweak them a little bit. Let's see. That looks pretty good as the first part. Then we have the finger cap, I guess. There you go. It can be pretty loose because we have to still bring in the inside, which will fill up the whole thing in the end. Just putting it rough, like loosely right now, so that I can then refine it when I hide the sculpt. Right now I'm just trying to kind of piece them together in a way that makes sense. Oh, we forgot a single piece, which is this part down there, but that's not too hard to replace. Okay, or to bring in. Okay, let's see. Let's hide the sculpt. There you go. That doesn't look too bad. We could maybe make this a little bit bigger. Oh. There you go. Perfect. Make it a little bit wider. Ah. Perfect. Okay, on to the next one. Let's just see. We can probably dock this better into the socket. There you go. Okay. Perfect. We have 2 fingers. Let's do the next one. Oh yeah, that looks pretty cool. That looks pretty cool. Save that real quick. Oh no, I have to, oh my god. I have to download the whole stream again because I forgot to save or to start the recording for this part. Oh man, that's so annoying. Just because, like, I want to make like a full time lapse of the whole project at some point. So I have to record everything. But if I forget to record it, I still have the chance to download the whole stream, but it's so annoying sometimes. Because sometimes it's like so slow to do that with the program I have. Oh, sorry. Okay, let's finish these fingers. Maybe we have some more time. Oh yeah, we have to do this part as well. Oh, that's not what I wanted. So let's grab these parts. Bring back the hand. There you go. Duplicate. Make it a little bit smaller. That should be enough. And then kind of put it in there. Let's adjust the individual parts first. Okay. Oh, okay. I see the problem. That's way better already. Maybe we have to adjust the general geometry as well a little bit because these things look a little bit different for the individual fingers. But we're gonna do that later. Make this one wider. Maybe rotate it as well, just a little bit. Okay. Okay, let's do the finger cap, whatever you want to call it. The good thing is you're not going to see the scope in the end anyway, so we can be kind of I guess we can freestyle it a little bit. We don't have to make it by like perfectly fitting onto the sculpt. We just have to be like kind of in the same, like I want to still keep the same like pose. That's my main concern with these duplicated fingers, but all the other stuff isn't like that important. Keeping the same thickness or the same shape, that is not that important to me. Okay. Next part, we have the finger cap. Put that there. We can't really see the end of this part, so I'm not going to adjust it more. Let's do the last part. That looks pretty good already. Maybe making it a little bit shorter. There you go. I think that could help. think this finger is shorter, of course, so we're gonna make this shorter. Let's remove the hand. We have to adjust this first. There you go. Looking pretty good. This part. There you go. Looks pretty good. So the last part is the last finger, the pinky finger. And then we're done with the first 4 that we can go over to. Oh, well, we can probably adjust the shape of this part a little bit more, but yeah, we can do that later as well. Yeah, let's do the last finger. Copy and paste. Da-da-da. Let's make this one smaller because it's the pinky finger. Supposed to be roughly ending there. I think it's shorter than it is thinner. There you go. Maybe even shorter. Like that. Yeah, maybe like that. Let's see. What does my scope look like? Okay, perfect. Let's do the first one. Move it over here. But we're gonna make a new like piece for this part. Hold on. Oh. Yeah, that's what I wanted. Okay, perfect. I think it was too long. That's better now. Perfect. Next piece, the cap. There it is. No cap. I'm gonna put in the cap. There you go. Okay, next piece. This one. Very, very simple. Okay. Let's leave it like that for now, and let's do the last one. This one is, I think, a little bit too short. Oh, we forgot the cap. We forgot the cap. But we can do that now. Let's, oh, hold on. Okay, that's better. Let's remove the sculpt. Okay, perfect. Oh, this looks kind of weird. Shouldn't intersect at all. That's better. Okay. So let's bring in this cap. That looks pretty good. We have the full, or at least the 4 fingers. Perfect. So let's go over to the thumb and see how far we can get there. Or should we do this part first, like the small piece? Let's bring back the hand to see what it looks like. I mean, hold on. What if we just go in here and like use a what could we use? We could use a plane. Bring in the modifier. Link modifier. Now it's round. Ooh. And then just like make it bigger, and now we have a pretty good shape. There you go. Easy peasy. What if we hide this now? There you go. Okay, well, yeah. We have to adjust this later. So, like, put it around this circle, but I think the circle looks pretty good. Maybe a little bit bigger could help. Like that, more. I think that's better. Okay. Let's put that on the other side as well, and then we're done with the fingers. Or should we finish the fingers first, or like the 4 fingers first, before I then go over to the next part? Wait, where's my plane? Oh, it's just too big. Oh, there it is. Wait, what? Oh, yeah. Okay, there you go. Okay. Oh, wait, it's somewhere else. Okay, let's bring it back there. There you go. Bring in the modifiers. There you go. wait, nothing happened. Link the modifiers, nothing happened. What is going on here? Well, oh, I know why. There are no modifiers on the finger parts. We applied them. And there you go. Looking pretty good. Perfect. I think I'm gonna adjust the geometry first before I go to the next part. So let's do that. So that'll be a little bit more interesting now, because we can't really rely on the sculpt anymore. Where's my, oh, editing, there you go. Oh, of course, we've also applied the geometry. Or should we keep it like this? Hold on. Wait. Couldn't I just use this part? Hold on. Wait. Oh, no. Wait. Hold on. Well, no. Okay, well, that's, nope. I can't do that. That is not something that I can do. Well, then maybe we just keep like this. What about, let's see what it looks like now without the sculpt. We could probably like put something in there like mechanically that makes it look good. Yeah, let's do that. All the other pieces look pretty good so far. Okay, perfect. We need the finger caps, so let's do that, and then the fingers are done. The thumb is left, which we can quickly do tomorrow, hopefully quickly. And then we can go into the inner workings, filling up the hand. There it is. So let's do this part first, and then we're done. So, one more plane. There you go. Put that in there. Okay. As we go to the end of today's stream, we're gonna finish the fingers, and then we can hopefully create the main interior, I guess, tomorrow. Yeah, so let's do that. Let's do the part that I wanted to do. There you go. So how do we do this? I guess we just start by putting in the basic shape. Very, very rough. Putting in the main landmarks. Perfect. So let's put in some more detail. How about that? We need more geometry over here. Who would have guessed? There you go. Do this side as well. And we need, of course, more geometry in this direction as well. Maybe that should be good. Maybe more, maybe less. Let's do this. That sounds like a good amount. Pinning it onto the surface. There you go. Perfect. We have some left here. There you go. Other side. Da-da-da. There you go. Few more steps. Oh, this looks kind of stretched. Let's fix that real quick. This looks pretty stretched. Nice commentary. Okay. There you go. That is the commentary you can expect when I'm fully concentrated. Okay, there you go. Other side as well. Just stretching it out some more, or like spacing it out some more so that every face is roughly the same size. That just helps in the end with the subdivision and also the UVs. So that's why I do it. Maybe it looks kind of janky right now, but that's okay. Oh, yeah, okay. Let's leave it like that. Okay. Okay, yeah, I mean, oh, this looks kind of stretched here. Let's move that over here. I think that's okay. That looks pretty okay. So let's copy the modifiers. Well, of course there are no modifiers. Let's copy the modifiers. There you go. Perfect. Looks pretty good. Do we have to sharpen these edges? I think they look pretty good. Maybe move them over here a little bit more, stretch them out. There you go. That looks pretty good. Perfect. Down here. Perfect. So now that we have that, we can apply the modifiers. First of all, set this to smooth. There you go. Apply, apply, apply. And we can duplicate this to the other one. This one first. Let's remove the sculpt. Make it a little smaller, put that in there, fit it in there. There you go. Maybe make it a little bit shorter, that's better, perfect. We can also adjust it with the proportional editing, just very, very slightly. There you go. Okay. That is kind of weird. Inverse square, maybe? Oh, that's pretty good. There you go, perfect. Just fitting it in there, very, like, fitting. And let's go to the next one. Duplicate it over here. Ah. Perfect. Looks pretty good. Let's go in here and maybe adjust this part. Okay, well that looks kind of weird. Hold on. We need sharp. Yep, if you pull something back, sharp is better usually than, what is the other one? Smooth or inverse square. That's why I use it here. And then you use inverse square to push something out. This gives it this round look, or this round effect, AoE effect. Perfect. Maybe over here as well. Okay. One more. Duplicate. There you go. Make it shorter. And put it over here. Perfect. We have to rotate it, of course. Fit it in here. It's too big, so we're gonna make it smaller. Perfect. That looks pretty good. Perfect. Okay, nice. So we finished the first 4 fingers, 1 more missing, which we will do tomorrow. Tomorrow we will go more into the inner workings of the finger, and then we will we have finished the mechanical parts. Although we want to add some more stuff up here to make this look more interesting, like at least something similar to this, like the lower arm, and then we can duplicate it to this side, which will probably be a little bit annoying to fit everything over here as well, but I think that's better than sculpting the whole thing, or like doing a whole new model on this side as well. We probably have to do we have to add something to the upper arm, so maybe we can't add that or duplicate that to this side, but we'll have to see. Yeah, but that's the current state. We will continue working on it tomorrow. So if you liked today, maybe you want to tune in to tomorrow as well. New topics to be discussed. New another day, another retopology. But yeah, that's just how it is. Sometimes it's gonna be over soon. And when is it? At least when we finish retopology, then it's gonna be more exciting. When we duplicate the whole thing, pose it on the other side as well, and then we can finally go into maybe something more interesting, like shading, lighting, texturing. Yeah, so that'll be the next step. So we just have to get through this insufferable part. So yeah, we're gonna work on this tomorrow as well, and the rest of the week, so that we can then finish it when it is the end of May. Hopefully you enjoyed today. Thank you for joining. Thank you for listening. Thank you for listening to me. Hopefully you have you enjoy the rest of your day. Maybe I'll see you next time, maybe not. If not, then hopefully you have a good rest of your week. And yeah, I'll see you then. Take care. Bye bye.